I've got a story so scary you'll wet your pants.
Hello everyone, welcome, week 14. This video is going up a little bit later than normal, but things can't be helped and want to make sure that everything was working properly like it should. This week, we again have 3 more groups with 3 different schools and 3 different proposals as well. So you have your assignment with that's online right now, and you can, there'll be week 2 or round 2 evaluations, and that will help you provide a bit of motivation to make sure that you watch the videos. Anyways, they look quite promising. They're a little bit longer than round 1. There is no time limit or a minimum time, so don't feel too stressed. You're not being graded on how long it is, but on the content they're within. So it's perfectly fine. But the videos look promising. Everything is working in proper order. Don't forget to fill out the round 2 evaluation forms on eClass. That's our assignment for the week. Have an excellent week, and let's join the show.
Hello, we are Team 1 and we are present Technology in School proposal for Chugok Elementary School. The table of contents is presented here. Chugok Elementary School is a small school located in the countryside. There are 14 students and 4 teachers in the school. Due to the small number of students, students in different grades use the same class. Chugok Elementary School has a remarkable program related to English subject. Its native English video classes. Students have one-on-one conversations with native English teachers. Also, the school promotes reading programs by conducting various reading activities. For example, it promotes reading activities such as reading one book a month and discussing books. Based on the characteristics of this school, we plan the following program. The title of the program is Happy Wednesday to Enjoy Reading. As you can guess from the title, this program is an activity to read English ebooks every Wednesday. Students read ebooks using tablets. Students can read books using tablets at any time, even if they are not in reading activity time. Students select one book each month, read it every Wednesday, and engage in monthly activities related to it. The program lasts for an hour at a time. Detailed weekly plans are as follows. In the first and second weeks of each month, students read books. In the third week of each month, students attend native English video classes. Students have free conversations with native English teachers about books they read that month. In the first week of each month, students participate in special activities for the month. In March, students do card making activities. Students make cards to introduce their favorite characters in the book. In April, students do singing activities. Students sing songs related to books. Students can sing songs in books or sing songs related to the theme of the books. In May, students do quiz activities. Students use Quizlet program to create quizzes about the contents of the book, and the rest of the students take the quiz. In June, students make simple food in the book. Also, students film a video explaining the cooking process in English. They also add English subtitles to complete the cooking vlog. It may take a lot of time because students have to do those 2 activities at the same time. Therefore, they'd better cook a very simple cooking menu. This month, teacher has to choose a book with easy to cook food on the plot. In September, students make e-newspapers based on the book of the month. Each student writes a few articles, collects them, and completes a newspaper. Newspapers are posted on the school's website. In October, students write a sequel. Students imagine the next story at the end of the book they read and write a new story. Students post their stories on the school website and have time to read each other's stories. In November and December, students prepare and perform English plays. Students write a script based on the story of the book. Next, students divide roles and practice. Students also prepare their own performances, such as checking proofs. When everything is ready, the students put on a play.
Now, I will say the immediate benefits. Perhaps the most immediate advantage is the decrease in the fear of English. I think the reason students fear the English is the lack of access to English. So, with our various English programs, students will be closer to English and don't scare anymore. Next, the short-term benefits. I think the short-term benefits are various. First, we have reading ebook time in a couple of weeks every month. So, students will be familiar to English book and will be adapted at that. Even because they use tablet, they can access English books from time to time outside of their activities. As a result, students can read the English book and can do the activity, utilize the book by himself. And second, we have the meeting time with native speaker in a Zoom in 1 week every month and have many speaking activity. So, students will be able to communicate freely and have confidence at speaking. Confidence is the thing we expect most. And lastly, students will make vlog and e-newspapers, so on. This will significantly improve their English skills as well as the use of technology course. Lastly, the long-term benefits. I think after 3 years, students will be able to do various things by themselves. Within 3 years, we expect that students can do various activities utilize the technology. But after 3 years, not just that, they can select the English book for their level. That means they will be able to recognize their current state. And second, they can communicate naturally in English. That means they can speak while thinking about their accent, so on. And lastly, we have many reading activity. So, students can develop the English reading comprehension. Perhaps, eventually, they can read the English paper and can less because of the content in it.
Now, challenges and difficulties. First, difference in level. Every student have different level. When it comes to English, this gap get widened. This was big challenge for us. Chuguk is a small school, so we had to devise activities that target all grades. We constantly organized over this challenge and we were able to come up with a solution. One book, different activities. Although the level of book must be focused on lower grades, different grade students can do different activities. Let's say they are going to read fairy tale book this month. Every student will get on the class and listen to the story. After story time, grade 1 and 2 can learn song based on the story and draw the scene they remember on the story. If today's topic is writing for higher grades, grade 3 and 4 can do controlled writing. They are given sentences with blank and they just need to fill in it. Grade 5 and 6 can do higher level of writing, such as writing based on the given plot format. Teachers can prepare extra worksheets for fast learners. Second, individual growth. It is hard to check every student's individual growth, and it is more difficult to custom class that fit for them. So we came up with an idea called direct assessment. Students are placed at evaluation moment every class, but this is not a stressful time. Students don't even recognize that they are being evaluated. Teachers check their understanding by asking questions. Doing individual short quizzes consists of 3 to 5 questions that only take 2 to 3 minutes proceeded in game time, or checking their worksheets after class. And teachers adjust the difficulty of the next class and set a priority students who need help first. By doing this, we believe every student in the school can enhance their English skill. Third, sustainability. It is hard to proceed an activity for a long time. There are a lot of challenges that preclude the progress of the activity. So we set some rules to remember. First, it should be realistic. To overcome difficulties well, the activity should be interesting for both teachers and students, suitable for season and school environment, and also activity must be easy to plan. If this becomes a burden for teacher in charge, this wouldn't last long. If all these requirements are met, this project will be sustainable. Second, the book. The most important thing is the book. Since our activity is focused on the book, the story must be easy and charming. So, teacher must spend much time on finding fun and easy book that every student would love. Last, always listen to the feedbacks. At the end of the semester, teachers should check everybody's opinions involved in this activity. They can give better ideas or things to change for coming years. This is the end of our presentation, and thank you for listening.
Hello, we are Group 6 to present Technology in School proposal about Imon Elementary School. Before starting the presentation, I would like to introduce the location of Imon Elementary School. The Imon Elementary School is located in Gangwon-do Samcheok-si, Won-deuk. As you can see on the map, the school is close to the sea, so it is quite unique environment. And the total number of students is 23 students, 12 boys, 11 girls. And they have 9 teachers. So comparing with the average number of elementary school students in Samcheok as well as Gangwon-do, it can be seen that the number of students is more than twice as small. The education aimed at Imon Elementary School can be broadly divided into 2 categories. First is making 7-color rainbow album. Through the process of making an album on their own, students can look back on their whole elementary school life. And the second is Shinaburo musician. Shinaburo is a pure Korean word meaning a little by little without knowing it. This is an activity that shows the school's efforts to get children interested in music through steady efforts. In accordance with these 2 educational methods of Imon Elementary School, we prepared 2 activities. The activity 1 is creating a video and QR codes. By this activity, students become more independent in school life. And the activity 2 is VR theater. Because the school environment has restriction on cultural life such as orchestra watching, so we want to overcome this limitation through the VR program.
The first activity we planned is to make a video and save it in QR codes in the album. As Tangyap said before, Imwon Elementary School is doing making a 7-color rainbow album as one of their happiness education. We thought that if students made a video and put it in the album, it would be easy for students to remember about school and activities for a year. It is to film videos like around the school, orchestra activities, and school picnics, and put English narration and subtitle to introduce the activities of the school and class. Nowadays, there are simple video editing apps such as Movie Makers and Velo, so students can easily edit videos. Also, QR codes can be easily made through Naver QR code creation. There are 4 immediate effects on activity. Number 1, it's easy for students to remember about school and activities for a year. Number 2, students can feel a sense of accomplishment because the results of the year are clear. Number 3, English input comes in a lot because students organize video narration and subtitle themselves for a year. Number 4, students can learn new media such as video editing and QR codes. There are 3 short-term effects on activity. Number 1, students can improve their writing skills by writing English subtitle and develop English pronunciation and speech skills through narration. Number 2, students can gain confidence in English. Number 3, the ability to deal with new media improves. There are 2 long-term effects on activity. Number 1, it can be remembered for a long time as a special activity that students did in elementary school. Number 2, students can have positive emotions and active attitudes toward English. Then how can we check if students' English has improved through this activity? As shown in the table in the PPT, students can evaluate themselves through survey. And also, the English teacher can evaluate the improvement by looking at the vocabulary, sentence length, pronunciation, and context used in the video while watching the complete video. This activity is a 1-year project, so students can be exhausting, and making videos may be difficult for students at first. So, solutions include having additional guidance on video making in computer classes, and feedback on the video making process once a week.
The second project that our group conceived is a play using VR devices. Looking back on the theater activities we usually conducted at school, we can see that we tended to lean more on the side of learning activities than on the genre of theater, such as looking a little awkward or foolish. This is because the current situation is that the classic play framework is too limited for us to properly express the rapidly developing and changing fantasies of modern society. The solution to this is to leverage virtual reality space. In this respect, we consider the possibility of educational use of VR chat, a virtual reality multinational cultural exchange program. We want to make students more immersed in the play through VR, which can be freely set, such as background, characters, and the composition of each camera, and the specificity of the program, and thus improve their access to English and desire to participate in the project. As a result, we hope that the project will eventually serve as an effective means of developing students' confidence in English. It is also worth thinking positively that it is very easy to accumulate data such as the process and results of the project through screen recording. First of all, considering the level of stories used as the subject of the play, we would like to group the members into teams of 3rd to 4th graders and 5th to 6th graders and proceed by level. Since there are only a few students, there are about 8 members of each team, and we believe that we can have a full-fledged VR device that can link PCs and controllers, not VR cardboards. At this time, teachers can help students select appropriate play materials and prepare for the play, while providing students with additional technical training on the proper use of VR devices or the applicability of unfamiliar media. To elaborate on the effectiveness of the program, there are 2 immediate effects that can be achieved within an year of introduction. Number 1, repeated practice is needed to perform a situational play, and the unrestricted environment that allows you to freely set characters or backgrounds as you want without any restrictions or conditions can further improve students' interest and fun in speaking English. Number 2, students can easily immerse themselves in activities and have fun by using unfamiliar VR electronic devices and conducting unfamiliar theatrical class programs. Secondly, the short-term effects of this program include improving confidence in speaking English, improving pronunciation and speaking skills, and increasing interest in VR technology. Finally, the effects that can be expected through a long-term period include improving the ability to organize narratives in English. This program, which has many of these advantages, can fully predict the achievements of students through meta-survey. This is because the main purpose of this program is to improve and maintain students' interest in learning and to increase their interest and confidence in English. However, the program is highly dependent on VR chat programs. Education on VR technology should proceed, and the burden on the VR devices increases when there are many people. However, since it is a school with a small number of members and it is located on the front line of the practical use of VR technology or VR chat programs, it can solve the aforementioned difficulties in that it is worth focusing on. That's all for the presentation we've prepared. Thank you for your attention.
Hello, this is Group 9, Moonjunan, Moonsoyoung, and Park Hyoyoung. We're going to introduce the project Reading Books and Playing a Musical and Play. Here is the content of our project. First, about Danglim Elementary School. Second, reading books. Third, after reading. And lastly, English musical and play. Then, let's start with the first content. We chose the Danglim Elementary School, which is located in Seomyeon. It is close to Seokbaryong, hill that is located between Danglim Street and Deokdowan Street. The best feature of this school is that there are only 13 students and 5 teachers, so each class has different grades, and students are accustomed to take the same classes together with different grades or levels. Also, in Danglim Elementary School, principal read a book with the whole students together every Wednesday morning. To sum up, students in Danglim Elementary School are accustomed to collaborating with different grades and accustomed to reading. That's why we drew up this project, reading books and playing a musical and play. This project is for all students in this school. Here is the outline of our project. First, reading books using Epic. When they finish reading books, they can summarize what they read using Kahoot, MindMeister, or WordCloud. Class Dojo can be used for gamification. Lastly, with the experience of reading various books, students can do a musical or play. They can use 3D printer and Relix training to plan this performance. Then, let's talk about the details. This is the picture of Epic website. You can find various books on this picture, such as funny stories or baby animals. Epic is the world's leading online children's subscription book service. Well, in short, it is the digital library. You can access to over 40,000 high-quality illustrated books and chapter books for children, and they are for children ages 12 and under by native speaker standards. Epic's ever-expanding library also includes thousands of read-to-me books, audiobooks, educational videos, and fun educational quizzes. In the United States of America, Epic is used in 87% of elementary schools. Over 1 million educators have signed up for Epic, and it was awarded Teacher's Choice Award 2020. Then, why do we have to use Epic? First, it enables students to personalize their daily reading. This website recommends various books customized to student reading level or interest. Second, it provides track progress. Students and teachers can check their progress of reading on this website. Here is the actual form of the track progress. You can see what students are reading and read. You can also find the number of books which are finished and hours they read the books. You can find the last achieved date too. This enables teachers to manage the class much more convenient and specific. Third, there are lots of contents that grows with students. There are comics, read-to-me, video clips, and audiobooks related to the books that students read. Epic provides quality materials that students will love at every step of their reading journey. So, using this website, students are going to read books online. Here is the details of the reading plan. First, when do they read books? We set up two situations. First, in English class. There are 3 English classes a week, and we're going to use this moment. Teachers finish the class 5 or 10 minutes early and read books together at the time to take the pressure off of the students. Second, on every Wednesday morning. As I said, principal read a book with the whole students together every Wednesday morning. We can use the moment too. Lastly, in the free time. Students can access the website whenever they want to read books. There is an application of Epic, and it improves the chances to accessing. Second, how many books? Reading too many books will burden students, so we think it will be great to read 1 book during 2nd week or 3 weeks. In other words, students are going to read almost 6 to 7 books each semester. After reading, they check up what they read using quiz, mind map, and so on, but this is going to introduce in more detail a little later. Third, let's talk about budget. Epic basic version is free, but it costs $9.99 per student to access quizzes or other materials. So, $9.99 per student are needed. As I said, students can read books in the free time. For that, we provide students 2 tablets for education. Students can access Epic application easily if they have their own tablets. Recently, the Ministry of Education provided 32,000 digital devices to schools for the online-based content, so we can get tablets from the Ministry of Education if we need. Finally, there are benefits of reading books using Epic. In the case of immediate benefits, we can reduce our burden for English thanks to the fun materials. Also, in the short term, students can identify their achievement visibly, and it makes them confident for English. Epic provides reading and listening materials, so they can study those 2 functions at the same time too. This helps students improve communicative competence. In the long term, students can establish reading habits and hold literature knowledge. But there is a difficulty too. Epic provides reading and listening materials, but not speaking and writing materials. So, we use mind map and word cloud to let students write, and do a musical and play to let them speak English.
We want to use the website ClassDojo and Kahoot to apply the elements of the game to the class. ClassDojo is a website that will be used for class management as a whole, and Kahoot is a website that students can take quizzes and review. We will also use a website called MindMeister, which is not an element of the game, but a website that students can use to review. ClassDojo is a classroom website. We set ClassDojo to classroom website to enable gamification. There is a system on the site that allows individual students to be graded. Grades can be given to students if they read well or get a good review quiz. The site also allows students to create and upload portfolios. It allows students to draw pictures based on the books they read. Next, there is a function called ClassStory. This is a function that allows teachers to post images of students teaching and students' results. You can record what students did today and how much they read the book. A special feature of this site is that parents can also use it. Using ClassDojo, you can send messages directly to parents and check the class story posted by the teacher. The advantage of ClassDojo is that students can participate in classes with interest. Students can have a more fun school life by getting points through reading books and getting points through their usual behavior. Also, parents can know how their children are taking classes because they can interact with parents through the website. This site has the ability to take quizzes. In addition to quizzes, puzzles, voting, word cloud, and so on exist, but we have to pay for them except for quizzes, true or false functions. Kahoot creates a quiz like this so that students can participate in the quiz themselves to review the contents of the book. In addition to multiple choice, students can write their own answers in a subjective way with the functions type answer. Through the site called Kahoot, students will be more motivated by reading activities and will be able to remember interestingly through the functions of quiz. We will use Kahoot's word cloud for activities to review books that students have read. Word cloud is similar to a mind map that allows students to read books and organize words they remember. Another website to use for review is MindMeister. This site has the ability to draw a mind map. Students will be able to read books and organize their thoughts using this site. The short-term benefits are through these activities. Students can live motivated by school life, and by using ClassDojo and quiz apps, students can feel less reluctant and interested in reading English books. The long-term benefit is through steady interaction with parents. Parents can also be interested in school classes, and such interactions can develop school classes. The difficulties of our plan are, first, activities carried out using cell phones, so it will be difficult to prevent students from doing anything else with their cell phones. This requires teachers' effort to help students focus on classes. Second, in order to use ClassDojo properly, all students must be able to use their cell phones first, and it is expected to cost some budget to equip them at school. Third, it will take a lot of time for teachers to make quizzes because each student also has different books to read. These two difficulties are thought to be possible with sufficient budget and sufficient time because Dangnim Elementary School has fewer students than other schools.
Reading books and doing activities in class was to improve students' reading and listening ability. And now to improve students' English speaking skills, we are planning to do English musical and play. The musical or play will be about a story of a book or a movie that students want. It could be the story that students read in the class, or it could be any other stories that students want. And teacher will inspect the level of the stories that students chose. If there are many stories that students want to do, then they will discuss and choose the best story that they can make it into a play or a musical. All grades of students will participate. Tangnim Elementary School is small school, so there is only 13 students. So it is possible for all grades to participate in musical or play. To say it concretely, first and second graders will just participate as an extra like trees or animals that doesn't need to speak, and they will just say simple words like yes, no, good, great, because they don't learn English yet. And they will have meaning on participating and experiencing. Third and fourth graders will have meaning on experiencing English musical or play, and they will have meaning if they could enjoy using English. So they should not have parts that are too hard. Fifth and sixth graders will lead the performance based on their experience when they was in lower grades, and they should focus on developing English conversational ability. Musical or play will be performed once a year, and it will be held at the end of the second semester, and it will take about a month to prepare. Practicing will be in English class with 3rd to 6th grades all together at the same time, so teachers would have to discuss their class time. This would not be a problem since Tangnim Elementary School is small school and they will have one class in each grade. And 1st to 2nd grades would just participate at the end of the practice. When 3rd to 6th grades are all together, they are going to watch or read storybook that they chose for the performance. And if reading a book, then we can use the methods that we daily used when students read books in English class. And to give more explanation, teacher can tell more information to students. Since low graders don't know how musical or play works, experienced higher grades can tell their experience, and also higher graders and lower grader students can do mentor-mentee program to teach acting or directing. Musical and play has to be the student-centered performance. From choosing the story of musical and play, they will discuss how performance will go on, and what roles they are going to play, and what kind of music or props they are going to use. Teacher will help them, but teacher will not give them answers. Students will have to find their own answers by themselves. It could be hard for students in the first time, but as they get older, they will become used to it, and they are going to learn so much from preparing the performance by themselves. And teacher will observe their process and evaluate them. Now, I'll show you some technologies that students can use when preparing for a musical or play. If school can offer 3D printer, we think it will be a good experience for students to make small props out of them, which they are going to use it for a musical or play. But if schools can't afford it, it's alright. Students can make props with other materials. And we want to introduce a lyrics training site. Students will pick if they are going to do musical or play, and if they choose musical, they can practice the lyrics of the song like games in this site. There are almost every songs in this site, and students can also choose the level to practice. And by typing the lyrics and singing along, students can practice songs in a fun way. Now I'll tell you the benefits and concerns of our project. First, immediate benefits of reading books in English class. Students will get interest in reading, and they can enjoy English class by reading fun books. And after reading, there are many games and quiz to solve in a fun way, so students will think studying as a fun activity. Since we use internet sites that we can accumulate students' work and see the current state of their achievement, teachers can evaluate students immediately. Next, short-term benefits. Since students read a lot of books daily, their reading skill would improve, so students can gain confidence in reading books. and they can develop their English reading and listening ability. Also, since they read books constantly, they can gain reading habit. And for long-term benefit, students will have reading as their habit, and since they read many books, they would have developed an understanding of literary knowledge and cultures. Also, their ability to think, read, and understand would improve. Now let's look at the concerns of reading books daily in class. There could be burden on progress of the class, but this can be solved because book reading and activities are only for 5 to 10 minutes for every class, so it wouldn't be a big problem. Students can get bored of the game or quiz activities, and this can be solved too, because there are lots of other game or quiz activity that we didn't introduce to you. And we can do other activities like discussing about the story or writing about the story, so I don't think students will get bored. And lastly, since reading books can be just passive activity, it can lack speaking and writing activity. But we can solve this problem by doing speaking and writing activity and doing musical and play. Now let's look at the benefits of musical and play. Immediate benefits are that students can have fun experience and students can enjoy speaking English. And also students will develop problem-solving capability by solving the problem that they face. And to perform musical or play, students have to practice hard. And by practicing hard, they can be fluent on their roles, and they will gain confidence through that. Lastly, they will deeply understand the story that they will perform. For short-term benefit, their creativity, English speaking ability, presentation ability, sociality, teamwork, understanding ability, acting, dancing, singing, directioning ability will improve. For long-term benefit, students can deeply understand play and musical since they are doing it in every year. And they will gain a lot of abilities just as I told you. And for last, musical and play could be the characteristic of Tanglim Elementary School. Now let's look at the concerns of musical and play. Since all grades participate in musical and play, it's hard to compromise the level of students. But this can be solved by distributing hard roles to higher grade students. It could seem unfair to lower grade students who want to play a big role in play, but lower grade students will also have chance to play big parts when they become older. And to lower grade students, it is more important to teach them to enjoy English and to experience musical and play. And also, teachers should teach them small or big role is not important. They should teach them students that they have responsibility whether their part is small or big. And for second concern, you might think that there can be burden on the progress of the class, but musical and play will be performed at the end of the second semester, so we will have time if we diligently have studied before the end of the second semester. Our project was about reading English books and doing game and quiz activities daily in English class. And we are going to put an English musical or play at the end of the year. To make this project work, we have to keep these in mind. First, the most important thing is that students enjoy the project. Second, try not to be so perfect. Even though it is not perfect, students will learn from that. And lastly, let students be the main agent of this project. Teachers are only guides to help students enjoy English and make them learn to improve their own ability by themselves. We know it wouldn't be easy, but we should work hard for students. And that was end of our proposal. Thank you for listening.